I am using Photoshop for over 12 years, but this is ridiculous. Photoshop dropped the Generative Fill update, and it doesn't matter what level of Photoshop user you are. It will change the way you edit your photos forever, or it will kill photography as we know it. We will see at the end, but Generative Fill will fill in gaps or create and add whatever your mind can imagine, with the proper lighting and perspective. Let's have a look at how the new feature works and how you can use it so you can decide whether it's a game changer or a photography killer. I'll give you my opinion too, of course. First, make sure you head to your Creative Cloud and download Photoshop Beta. That's where the tool is for now. I'll explain more about the logistics later. I have a bunch of images here that we will use. So let's open one up. This is a lovely moonrise. But wouldn't it be great if there was a lighthouse here? Use any selection tool like the marquee tool to make a selection, and you will see the brand new contextual toolbar that is also in the main version of Photoshop. But in Beta, you can select Generative Fill and type in what you would like to add. For example, lighthouse. And just like that, boom, you have a lighthouse. Take a second and let it blow your mind. You have a couple of variations on the side to choose from, but if you are not happy with either one, you can just hit Generate again to get more options. I like this one. Okay, let's have a look at this one here. Say, for whatever reason, we want to remove the two women to the left and the right here. Manually, this would take hours because you have no idea what's behind them. So let's use the lasso tool to make a rough selection of the two women here. Once done, hit Generative Fill and don't type anything, just hit Generate, which will tell the tool to remove things. And here I thought, what the actual The people are gone and you would never know that they were there. The generated parts have the perfect depth of field blur, the colors are right. It just made up building parts. Looks like a game changer, right? Wait, there's more. Let's have a look at this image here that I took on the Lofoten Islands. It always bugged me that I cut off the straw things here in the foreground. So let's use the crop tool. Make sure delete crop pixels is off and drag out the bottom a bit. Now we can grab the marquee tool and make a selection of that empty area, but make sure you take a little bit of the image into your selection too. The Generative Fill feature will now analyze your image and give you options. And look at that! You can generate more as needed. And damn, I love this one! Now the image is a little long, so I can do the same thing again for the left and the right side of the image. Look at that! Doesn't that just make your head hurt? It perfectly continued the mountains, the sky, the straw stuff here, and perfectly kept the light, perspective, depth of field, everything. Here we have a woman sitting on some luggage with trees in the background. We can now use the contextual toolbar and hit Select Subject, but I want to change the background. So let's also hit the Invert Selection button, which will change the selection from the subject to the background. Now we can type in, say, field of flowers. And what? What is even live right now? How about we change the input to city on a rainy day? And sometimes I just want to shout at Photoshop because this is ridiculous. Even the reflections are perfect. For another landscape example, this image is cool but missing something, like a dead tree. So let's use the marquee tool and type in tree. It generates the perfect tree with perfect lighting. But how about adding a bow to this image? No problem. Or how about adding a bow to this image? There you go, with reflections already included. But what about letting the city celebrate a bit and add fireworks? Why not? Because apparently there are no limits to nothing anymore. And what about this lady here? Her hands must be cold, so let's add some gloves, right? That's better. No one has to be cold on my watch. This New York scene is great too, but I need a cloud in this. So let's add one. Look how perfect the light is. It comes from behind the buildings, so the cloud is lit up on the lower part too. Just awesome. Or how about the girl here? The path doesn't look great, so let's use the lasso tool and just remove it. This would have taken forever manually. But why stop there? Let's select the right side and generate a field of flowers. And it doesn't matter which option, they simply look amazing. As I said, I'm using Photoshop for many years, but this is big. If you're wondering, don't worry about copyright issues like with other AI platforms. Adobe is using their own stock images, and they are currently working on a way to make sure that their stock image providers, so to speak, are being properly compensated. So once this is officially released, and not before, it'll be 100% commercially viable. Also, for now, you can use the Generative Fill update as much as you like. But once it's fully released, there might be a credit system that deducts credits depending on your usage. But Adobe made it clear they want this to be available for everyone, so they're gonna be hopefully generous. Let's see. That also means use it, especially in the beta. So, what do you think? Game changer or death of photography as we know it? For me, it's a game changer. I love editing, and this just gives me even more opportunities. This just gives me even more opportunities to be creative. But what do you think? So head to your Creative Cloud, download Photoshop Beta, and get started yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and if you did like this video, do not forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe button to help out the channel if you so desire. And as always, I shall see you next time. Stay safe.